Coming up on Mountain News this morning, business owners in our region reflect on historic flooding that hit our area nearly 1 year ago. And the threat of heavy rain this week could cause some issues for another county affected by that historic flooding last year.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good Wednesday morning to you at 6:01 here. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast. And Brandon, yesterday when I was out and about, I was obviously driving and I glanced over at this river. I'm not even going to guess the name of it because I'll know I get it wrong. It was over in Lee County. I just looked over and it looked abnormally high, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
so
that's the Kentucky River Heidelberg over that way.
Yes.
So that's one of those rivers that are running high this morning, and they'll continue to run high probably all the way through Friday as more rain is on the way. We're getting a brief, much-needed break now, but unfortunately it will not last. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar this morning. This is why our severe weather alert day coverage continues and probably will all week long, because we still have more rain coming. You see the heaviest bands have moved out for now, so you do get a much needed break this morning, but the temperatures are dropping. We're seeing those with the cold front coming through already down into the 40s in Moorhead, Irvin, the Somerset and Monticello, even Ashland, and then across the rest of the region still in the 50s for now. They will drop fast. Look down to the south, still close to 60 degrees in Tallahassee, Florida, and Myrtle Beach, 67 Montgomery, Alabama, 69 in New Orleans, but 5 in Wichita. Now, we're not going to get that cold, but we are going to get a little chilly today. Our forecast high of 54 was closer to midnight. We're dropping through the region today. 80 was the record as we head into the past there, 2018. Not going to get anywhere close to that. 51 the average high this time of year. I think we'll be down into the upper 40s as we rebound a little bit later on today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. On March 1st, 2021, people across our region woke up to major flooding in hard-hit Lee County. Several feet of water covered downtown Beattyville. We talked with downtown business owners to see their progress nearly 1 year later.
We had a rough time there this time last year.
Main Street looked differently nearly 1 year ago.
When they give floods, I've even come down here to look just to see if it's going to flood.
That was Edna Cockrum, manager of Rose Brothers Department Store. She says more than 3 feet of water got inside of the store.
It's just hard to describe what would be in your mind. You know, you just want to get over here because it's a business, and you're losing everything, and you know it because you can see the water coming up, and you just want to get in.
The store lost 80% of its merchandise, saying they sat it outside for people to take, but says 4 months later, after floors were replaced and walls repaired, they were able to open.
It was great. People was so supportive of us and came in, and even if they didn't buy anything, they was welcoming us back. And people has really been great about coming back. Are all of our customers, and we appreciate them.
And just down the street at Don Bagley Auto Sales, the owner tells me business is great, but even 1 year later, he is still cleaning up small areas.
Water's coming through the front door, and by Tuesday morning, the water was going back out. So I was the last one. They got water, and the first one, the water went out.
He says he was able to open later that week. He credits the concrete floor in his shop and the higher ground it sits on.
Everybody is pretty well back in business, rebuilt, but a few, we have a service station that's still working on their building to reopen and everything. But anyway, it's good. It's good.
Happy to flip those closed signs to open. In Lee County, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News. Well, on Saturday, March 5th, the Beattyville Love Local Flood Recovery Celebration will be held at the town square from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Well, flooding could be an issue in Estill County as the week goes on. The National Weather Service says the Kentucky River is expected to crest around 32 feet there, around 9 feet below the 41-foot crest seen last year. But unlike last year, locals say there is plenty of time to prepare, which is exactly what the president of the Fair Board is doing. Thanks to friends, family, and workers, they are trying to get everything off the property so they do not lose it all a second time.
First things to go are the horses. We always get those out first. Once the horses are out, we'll start evacuating every building, all of our equipment, out of the concession stands, all of our farm equipment. It's just all got to go.
Now, emergency management says the one thing that makes flooding so bad along the Kentucky River is that they have to watch rainfall that continues, that counties get to the southeast, because that also contributes to how high the river will get. Well, the wife of a Knox County magistrate who recently died will now serve out what is left of his term. Stacy Roark died earlier this month, and now officials posted on the Knox County Fiscal Court Facebook page that he served the county for 19 years. Governor Andy Beshear appointed Tina Roark to the position on Monday. She was sworn in Tuesday morning by Judge Executive Mike Mitchell at the courthouse. Well, Senator Mitch McConnell talked about the upcoming Supreme Court appointment. Now, Senator McConnell promised a more respectful confirmation hearing than now Justice Brett Kavanaugh received. Despite some controversy, he says he does not find it inappropriate that President Joe Biden has promised to nominate a black woman.
President Reagan promised to put a woman on the Supreme Court, Sandra Day O'Connor. President Trump promised to put a woman on the Supreme Court when Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away.
The president's nominee will face confirmation in the Senate to succeed Justice Stephen Breyer after his retirement at the end of the current session. Kentucky is continuing to see lower COVID-19 case totals. Let's take a look at yesterday's report. 3,300 new cases were announced in Kentucky, along with 17 more deaths. The positivity rate is also down again. It's at 12.18%. Hospitalizations are up slightly, but the number of people in the ICU and on a ventilator have declined. We also learned that Harlan County Public Schools will be making masks optional effective immediately, except for when on school buses. The mask mandate remains in effect on buses through March 18th. In recognizing National Children's Dental Health Month, Anthem Medicaid officials are making some special deliveries. Students at 6 Eastern Kentucky schools will be getting toothbrushes and educational materials. This Brighter Smiles, Brighter Futures campaign started in part from a CDC estimated that roughly 34 million school hours are lost annually because of unplanned dental care.
We feel like it's important to get those toothbrushes and those checklists in the schools so that children can start brushing correctly at a young age.
The Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services says that fewer than half of the children covered by Medicaid or CHIP receive dental services. Well, 6-year-old Colton Ramey and his mother Heather of Paintsville are still at Cincinnati Children's Hospital battling Colton's various health issues. One Eastern Kentucky food truck heard the kindergartner's story and, well, wanted to help out. Arlissa Williams has more.
6-year-old Colton Ramey has battled multiple health issues at Cincinnati Children's Hospital for a few months. And with the financial stresses that come with medical expenses, his mother Heather needed a little extra help.
You're worrying about all this financial stuff and like bills, and I couldn't imagine. Like, she's one of the strongest people I know.
After hearing Heather and Colton's story through an autism support group, Courtney Kreider reached out to Junior's Hibachi Food Truck to ask if they would host a fundraiser in Colton's honor.
I have 2 kids with autism myself. I have been helped in this way. People have touched me and impacted me through our walk, and I just want to be able to return, and the other group members just want to be able to return the favor.
A percentage of the proceeds from Tuesday's event and donations will go directly to Heather and Colton. Junior's Hibachi owner Sean Moore says he's happy to have a hand in helping Colton and Heather.
We do fundraisers often, but this is just another example of East Kentucky coming out and helping the community again and again.
Heather's sister, Amy Blair, says Heather is grateful to have the community's support throughout Colton's journey.
Even though, like, the situation is not the best, like, you can hear that, like, she's tickled and happy that other people are, like, out here supporting her and helping her.
Bringing people together over good food and a love for helping those who need it most. In Paintsville, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Colton's aunt, Amy Blair, says she is planning an auction to also help Heather and Colton. She says she hopes to host it within sometime next month. Well, while some projects are raising funds, others are hoping to raise up a community. The Pikeville Creative Community meets every month at Faith Life Market, inviting business owners, locals, and creative folks of all types to be part of a mission to move Pikeville forward. The group discusses events and plans that could bring people into the city, from art collaborations, sharing ideas about how to help the region thrive by starting it in your own backyard.
A lot of people have really good ideas, and they love telling people those ideas. but there's not always people to actually do those ideas. And so if you're a person who actually wants to move forward and get things done and, you know, help make your community a better place, then this is a group for you to come.
Well, the group is working to find ways to promote local events and planning a co-working space to offer those in telework and more freelance type positions a way to work in a creative shared space in the city.
6:11 here on this Wednesday morning, and things are fairly quiet for now. More rain will move in later on today. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar. Heavier bands moving out. You may still have a few sprinkles in your area, maybe even a light shower, but most of the heavier bands moving into parts of northeast Tennessee and parts of southwest Virginia out of our area. Temperatures still dropping as the cold front continues to move through the region. In the 50s basically everywhere south of the Ashland, Irvin, Monticello line there, and those will continue to drop throughout mid-morning. 54 was the high at midnight. We'll be into the 40s later today. 20% chance this morning, 60% chance this evening. And as we said, there AM and PM chances. We are not done with this system by any chance. We're going to continue to see this all the way through Friday. River flooding continues to be likely. We'll talk more about that in a little while. And it's going to be a back and forth weekend, especially when it comes to temperatures. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. It's almost 6:12 here. When we come back, nations around the world take action against Russia as tensions in Eastern Europe continues to worsen.